Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to talk about Dumb and Dumber.
That's a lovely accent you have, Chris. Austria.
Yeah, so here we are. It's 20 years later, and we have a new movie.
Yeah, we appear to still be in Providence. We've got the nurses who always note that Harry comes to visit Lloyd at the, I guess it's a mental institution.
I love Harry's hair is a little more coiffed. It's a little perkier. I actually love this setup. I think the setup is brilliant. It's like, I like that we're laughing actually as we're watching
at
it.
At
ourselves.
I mean, I've been wanting this movie forever. I pretend that Dumb and Dumber doesn't exist.
I think to the studio it doesn't exist either. It's not
think you're
canon
right.
per se.
So here we are. I mean, I'm glad these guys. And there's your first laugh out loud moment of the trailer.
Catheter pull.
It's coming out almost a day and date 20 years later. I love the same apartment. So we're back in Providence, Rhode Island.
That cat looks like my cat at home, just so you guys know. There's plenty of butt humping action in this trailer.
Same outfits is great. I love that they're still dressing exactly the same way 20 years later.
I don't know for sure that this is the truth. By the way, that was Kathleen Turner back there. Let's go back to the luxurious chest hair here.
Look at the look. Which this is even a little reminiscent of his fantasy scene with Lauren Holly.
Exactly.
In the first game.
Yeah, I mean, so they're trying to...
Same music, actually. If we listen to that again, hang on.
Oh, nice. Good catch.
Right. Hear that? See that? Same music.
What if we go track her down?
So now the setup is that they're going to track down Harry's daughter, and Lloyd is hot for her, which is just amazing. Okay, now that gag
from the
first film. Yeah, still can't get the Banaka right. I don't know if this Banaka's still a thing.
What does that say in the back there? Something high school, a night. I guess they're at a prom, and why are there? I'm not sure why there are ninjas.
I mean, of course there are ninjas. He's dressed as a superhero. Moving on. Okay, what was on that bag? Is that just a firecracker bag?
I think so. Yeah, just the fireworks store. The question is, who is this that they're pranking in there? Who is that?
Who's the actor?
Well, who's the character?
Oh, I don't know. The actor is it's Rob Riggle, right?
Yeah.
And I love his pastel sheets there, but I don't know. They're obviously
twin bed.
They're obviously gagging him in some way.
That's of course. That's their thing from when they give what's his name the
hot sauce
the burger with the hot peppers and he collapses
him. So maybe this guy's dead too.
Mental, that's the character. Fans are going to crucify me if I don't remember Mental's name.
So this is classic.
This is great. They just
Harry
end up.
Lloyd.
So obviously they've probably taken this car from Freda Felcher's funeral home, which we saw earlier. That's
not purchased with IOUs.
I'm not sure what the plate. I can't quite read the plate. I think it's just a generic thing. But that's another joke from the first film. Miss Rhode Island.
I like that he's working a pipe here. Well, let's rephrase that. I like that he's smoking a pipe here. Sorry, I didn't mean to be the. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
I mean, there was actually a lot of sort of tandem riding of things in the first movie too.
Yes.
Like a good deal of the humor came from them.
So I am very curious what the explanation for the Mutt Cuts van is going to be for coming back, because Lloyd traded it in for the scooter in Colorado or outside of Colorado.
It was
brilliant. I guess Nebraska is where they were when he gets rid of it.
I'm just so eager to find out how this fits into the mythology.
There's one of the best sight gags in the trailer.
This is French Stewart, I believe, who hasn't been in much of anything lately. But he's doing the classic French Stewart face. You could do it at home with him.
And who is that?
I think that's Jim Carrey, painted to look like a snack machine.
All the trouble you've gone to find her. Let's call her. It's ringing.
And this sequence is just, I mean, it almost is like Abbott and Costello.
Yes, very much.
Which, you can tell that the Farrelly brothers have lots of sort of Three Stooges, Abbott and Costello influences. And this is totally a who's on first moment.
What I like about this trailer is that it's clearly Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels aren't just doing this as a cash grab. I mean, they've clearly embraced the roles once again, and they are going all in. And this...
Harry, she's got me.
This is a classic,
so bad.
classic Farrelly brothers. They
Yeah.
almost in every single movie they almost have a scene where there's some kind of dubious sexual encounter.
Yes,
and that's,
very
that's
true.
the latest.
Who's Chris? Remind us, because the Farrelly brothers wrote and directed the first film. Who is? Because I know it's not the Farrellys writing this, but
yeah, there's they have a story by credit. I think they actually have a screenplay credit, but it's Sean Anders, Mike Cerrone, Bobby Farrelly, Peter Farrelly, John Morris, and Bennett Yellen, which is a lot of times. A lot of times you have writers like that, but things happen. You know, sometimes you don't have to be afraid of that many writers on a comedy script because if you write, 10 jokes, you're probably going to get a writing credit.
And how much of this do you think is ad-libbed by Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels too?
I'm going to say they had full. They were able to explore
Carte
the studio
blanche.
space.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
So are the Farrellys directing this one? Remind me.
Yeah, so
they are directing.
And a lot of people were down on them for a long time. I feel like, and then weirdly enough, Three Stooges kind of brought it back. Like a lot of people it was kind of weirdly critically acclaimed, and it was what it needed to be.
I know this is weird timing.
So I wonder how hopefully there's not too much, because the first film does a good job. I feel like comedies generally have a hard time of once the story kicks in, the comedy tends to drag.
Yeah.
But I feel like the classic original film, the story doesn't really get in the way of the comedy.
Right.
So I hope that's the case here as well.
I feel like it is, and honestly, I read a comment and somebody said, "This is the last trailer I'm going to watch," and I kind of agree with it.
That's not a bad move.
I kind of feel like maybe we shouldn't be watching too many.
Why are we doing this? We're only harming ourselves. We have 5 months to go until this film comes out. But so it's good to see them back. They're definitely both looking quite a bit older. There's no doubt about that.
It's 20 years hence. It's 20 years hence, and it's kind of intriguing to see like Jeff Daniels on something like Newsroom and then see him on this. But I don't know. Are you stoked? I'm pretty stoked on this.
I am very stoked. I'm trying to accept in my brain, because seriously, I was just the right age. The first film came along at the right time. I've literally never laughed harder in a theater than I did at Dumb and Dumber. And so I know that this film, it's impossible for it to live up to it, but I'm just hoping that I really enjoy it to a point where I'll want to own it and remember it alongside the first, as opposed to Dumb and Dumber, which I saw once in the theater and literally have tried to forget it existed. I
think everybody is kind of like super down on that movie, and including the studio. So it's not a thing. I think they realize that it's a sin of the past, and that was kind of a cash grab. This just seems like it's a love letter.
Doing it for the love. So
exactly.
I think we're all set, Chris.
Yeah, this is awesome. So can't wait to see more.
November for more on all things Dumb and Dumber 2, if we can get ourselves to actually spoil the film for ourselves at all. We'll have it right here for you on IGN.